Welcome to the channel. It's AlmightyDen, and I'm back. I'm back, and today we're here to talk about Twitter because I know that if you're watching this channel that you want to make money, and I like to make money too. And I'm here to tell you this: I do believe that right now Twitter's at $51. I do believe that now Twitter can at some point reach $200. Now, given the market conditions, given inflation, given the war in Russia, and all these random things, not really random, let me not say that, but all these events, these historical events going on in the world in this seemingly short period of time, these last few years, we had the COVID, coronavirus, got the war in Ukraine, Russia, we got inflation at all-time highs. There's been a lot of stuff going on, But I do believe that at some point in the future, Twitter can be exponentially higher, especially if you look at market cap and see how much room it has to grow in comparison to Facebook, or Meta. Now, I do want to say that, okay, of course, we know that Twitter is not Facebook and Instagram, but it's still a very popular Instagram site, which a lot of people use. I mean, you have people like Elon Musk, a lot of celebrities come on here and pour out their thoughts and opinions, and that's news now. That's actual news. If you cut on the news, if you cut on sports, and if you cut on ESPN, you'll see that Twitter will be there. You see what I'm saying? Like, Twitter is actually it's more than just a social media. It's a live news source. It's a way for people to make money. Of course, now you can have super followers. You can pretty much pay to follow people now. It is expanding. It's almost like, it's kind of like a live action YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you want to look at it that way. But I do think that this purchase of Elon Musk buying 9.2% of the shares of Twitter is very, very good for the stock itself. We've seen what happened with Tesla. Tesla went on a massive run. It's in the S&P 500, and now he owns a 9.2% stake in the company of Tesla. Now, if you go to his tweets, his recent tweets, before we get into the chart, you'll see that he's looking forward to working with Parag and Twitter board to make significant improvements in Twitter in the coming months. He is on the board now. He can have some serious influence on Twitter. And if you actually follow, Elon Musk has 80 million followers, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's an insane amount of influence. Not only to have a big following like that, but to have billions and billions, to be one of the richest people in the world. That's an insane amount of influence, and this could be a very good thing for Twitter as well. Time will tell. Time will tell. But as we go to the chart, we'll see this, man. Twitter right now is at $51 and about 64 cents now. Before yesterday, right? Yesterday was Monday. We had a very, very massive gas up. If you had options in Twitter going into Monday and you bought them this past month or so, or pretty much this past year, and you had them out till April or further out, then you banked. You likely banked. You made a lot of money yesterday because the options chain went absolutely crazy. I seen plays go up thousands and thousands of percent. It jumped up from about $39 all the way to $51. And then if you count today, it went to about 54. You know what I'm saying? If you got in at the top. Now, you know what I'm saying? If you made that trade, congrats. I tilt my hat to you. That's a very monstrous play to make right there. That is a life-changing amount of money right there for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, I think this thing can go a lot higher now that it has Elon behind it. I think he can have some of that Tesla gas. He owns a very large percentage of it. So this is the way I see it, right? If he could buy 10% stake, nearly 10%, 9.2% stake in Twitter, that's billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of one of the most popular social media sites in the world. I can load up on as many shares as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, I do want to wait on a better pullback because, like I said, I did like it in the low 40 range and the low 30 range. I did like it down here. But when it was pulling back here, I thought that maybe I can get another chance. That would be an excellent sign of confirmation for me to go in and buy some more shares at a little bit lower price. I was just trying to get a little bit cheaper, but all of a sudden the news came out that he bought a stake in Twitter and then shot up to about $50. So now I want to be a little bit more patient before I continue to add. And this will be a play that I dollar cost average in. It's not going to be a play that I just buy some. I'll go all in right now and just let it ride out because I do think that, I expect it to go higher long term, but in the short term period right now, once some of this hype dies down some, I do think it can pull back and cool off some before we go to another a big run. So I'm a big fan of it. I will be loading it up, but if you look at the market cap itself, it's only at $41 billion. If you look at this right side over here, if you look at Snapchat has a bit of a higher market cap. Let me go ahead and refresh this page over here for you guys. We'll go to Snapchat. And then we'll look at Facebook or Meta as well. Snapchat has a $62 billion market cap. So it's about 20 billion higher than Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So Twitter has room to even catch Snapchat. So that's positive to me. And keep in mind, it went up just 20% on Monday. So that's a very large amount of it. 20%, 25% since Friday, since Friday. If you look at Facebook, right? Facebook, Meta, you got Instagram under that as well. But if you go to Facebook, you will see that the market cap for Facebook is about $635 billion. $635 billion. We're talking about Twitter, which I believe is a top 5 social media platform. You could argue that it's top 3. But, I do believe that it's a top 5 in my opinion. It's one of my favorite ones to use. It is one that I actually use more than Instagram and more than Facebook for sure. I think it's a much quicker way to get news, quicker way to get information, from watching sports events to following, to cultivating your feed to appeal to anything that you like to see and read, whether that's sports, whether that's news, whether that's sports betting. I know a lot of people gamble on Twitter, whether it's stocks, crypto, anything you want to see in your feed. You can customize your feed and personalize it to make sure that's what you see on your timeline. And that's what I like about it a lot. And to see that it was at lows of about $31. And just like that, when the news that Elon got it, it went to about 55. That's a monstrous gain right there. Now, if we can get a nice pullback, I would love to add this here. In all honesty, even here is not a bad price compared to where it was at over here. You see what I'm saying? When it was at $80. That's still not bad. That's still a discount. It's just not the big 50% discount, 60% discount that I would love to have right there. You know what I mean? But like I said, we do have to pay attention to the market conditions. You do want to make sure that you don't necessarily buying a temporary top when you can get in a little bit cheaper and dollar cost average in as well. So it's not like I'm going to go all in right here all of a sudden. But, I do not mind necessarily averaging in this range as it comes down. Hopefully it does come down or consolidate. If it starts to consolidate, that'll be even better for me. I'll feel more comfortable buying in the $50 range if it does consolidate some. That way I don't feel like I'm just buying it and it comes straight back down for it to just shoot back up. But I do, at this point, I want to accumulate a load of Twitter. I've been looking at this play. I've been watching this play for a very long time, actually. And now I think with this type of news and with this type of force regarding Elon Musk, this thing could absolutely, I believe it could rocket. I believe it could rocket in the future. I believe that $200 is light. I believe it could easily go to $200. This is my personal opinion. I'm no financial advisor. I'm just saying, like, if we look at the whole, I know Tesla and Twitter are two different things, but if you look at the history of what Elon's bought and how it's moved up in the short term, and over the long term, it's a pretty good place. It's a good idea. I mean, he bought Bitcoin. After he bought Bitcoin, it rocketed. It exponentially rocketed a good amount. He did buy like around a $30,000 range, and it went to like 60. Obviously, it pulled back down some, but it has some strong momentum after he bought it. It added that to the Tesla balance sheet. So you mean to tell me if they could do that with Tesla, make those improvements with Tesla, and who knows how we can integrate Twitter with Tesla and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's like a lot of things can happen that I can't even necessarily foresee, but I can imagine in my mind right now. That is a very, very good sign for Twitter. So with that being said, this is one that I'm definitely going to take a chance on. I'm definitely going to start loading this thing up. I'm definitely going to be dollar cost averaging it. I'm definitely going to be building a sizable position for Twitter in my portfolio. And I honestly, Facebook as well. I've been keeping my eye on Facebook as an honorable mention. Because it had a nice little dip to about like 180. I loved it down here. Honestly, I thought maybe it would come back down some more. But if I could get it back under 200, that'd be even better. But still, down here is not bad as well. I just didn't want to make sure. I didn't want to be buying the falling knife. So I did want to be careful. But as you can see, it had a bounce there, a bounce there, a bounce there, and it's up. But these social media plays, I do think, will be absolutely catch fire again. And it's any chance to get them on a discount, I will be taking advantage of. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that like button, hit that sub button, cut those notifications on. Until next time, Densky out.